I've been using Facebook's native AI for the last 7 years before anyone even knew about it to generate leads under $54. And guess what? You can use it too. It's gotten so good now that you don't even need any of the media buying techniques that I was using back in the day because it's so smart, it's so precise. It will be able to get you the local business owners, whoever that you're actually searching for. I've grown my agency to over $100,000 a month in revenue. This is exactly what I used to get that. And I've used this exact same process to help not one, not two, but three different agencies get to multi seven figures. How I've done that is going to be explained in this video with Facebook native AI. So stick around and check this out. I'm going to go into the ad account and I'm going to show you how this is all done. Firstly, let's just go from scratch and show you how it's built. Okay, you're going to go to the campaign. You're going to go ahead and give it your campaign name. I'm just going to use this one over here. I'll call this test one, and then we'll call our first ad test one. We're only going to have one ad in here. I'll explain why in a sec. So let's go. Now, whenever we do conversion ads or lead subjective ads, you always want to go for the website. It's always going to be best performance. I do not do instant forms ever. Lead forms suck. The quality sucks, and I'll tell you why over here. When you go to the lead form, it actually auto-fills your name, phone number, and email, the three most important fields in any opt-in. It auto-fills it. And guess what it auto-fills it with? It auto-fills it with the data, like your email and phone number that you use to sign up for Facebook. I don't know about you, but the email and phone number that I'm using for Facebook is one that I started back when I was like 12 years old. It's a throwaway email, it's a throwaway phone number. So with that said, if we want higher quality, we got to go for website, okay? Next thing over here is we're going to switch to dynamic creative on. That's very important. Make sure that you've selected the right pixel. Make sure that you've got the correct event set up. In this case, we're going for the lead event. And, really at this stage, what we want to do over here is it's targeting Vietnam for some reason. In the location targeting, you can even go abroad, meaning that you could just switch to your actual location, whether that's the United States or whether that's Canada or Australia. And thereafter, when it comes to the actual placements, leave it on auto, leave everything on auto. You can get a ton of great starting results with just broad. Again, I'm giving you the sort of quick and simple media buying strategy over here. This is where it really matters now, okay? Where things matter right now are where you'll now be able to select multiple images and multiple videos, and Facebook's AI will actually figure out which combination of image or video with text and headline is going to work. So let's just go over here real quick and select our images. So let's just, for argument's sake over here, say that I'm going to go with two different images over here. I'll select this one, and I'll select this one. Okay, these ones, they get, re-roofs every single month, 30 plus. So I'm selecting these. Okay, hit continue. I like using two images and then one video usually. So I'm going to go and select a video. Let me select this over here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to uncheck this, because if you optimize creative for each person, what Facebook ends up doing is that it actually turns some of these videos into images, turns some of the images into videos, and creates a whole bunch of variations that we don't really want. So we're going to use two images, one video. We're going to use one piece of text over here. Okay, put in a piece of copy that's very direct, that goes straight into your offer. And then the cool thing over here is that you can use AI to actually help you figure out the other options. So it's going to ask you, okay, how many more variations do you want? Usually I'll just pick the best one from this, okay? So I'll uncheck all the ones that I don't want to use, okay? And then boom, say I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to say apply text variations. I'm going to leave it as that. So now we've got two body copies, so two primary texts. We've got three video assets or three, creative assets. And now we just want to go to the headline, and it's going to be something very simple. Get 30 to 50 roof replacements. And now it's going to do the same thing. It's going to give you some variations. You can just pick one, and then boom, there you have it. Put in your website URL, Do not use instant forms, as I mentioned, hit none on that. I like using learn more as a call to action. And then if you have go high level, use UTM parameters. And then really at that stage, you're in a position now to hit publish on this ad. And the cool thing about this is that Facebook is basically going to take one of these creatives with one of these two pieces of copy, with one of these two headlines, and it's basically going to figure out which combination of those produce the best results. And it'll find people to serve these ads to. See, back when I was doing this, it didn't have the ability to basically rewrite your headlines and make variations of them for you. Now it does, and that's pretty cool. Back in the day, I'd have to put in my own headlines and my own copy and pretty much try to figure out on my own what I think was going to work. So if you use this, this can easily help you generate, again, those under $50, $60 leads. And usually for us, 1 and 2 is turning into an appointment. So that's how you're able to get basically $100 appointments for your agency. And what I want to say over here, which is very, very important, is that this is really just the tip of the iceberg, right? This is basic media buying. Facebook's obviously made it a lot easier so that they can take your money. But at the end of the day, what I realized running my agency is that if I was truly a marketing agency, I wanted to learn how to actually do marketing. I wanted to actually learn how to do direct response. And it was often me being burned by a bunch of different, agencies for agencies or freelancers or whatever, that then led me to have this realization that I really want to actually know how to write good copy, actually do good media buying, and actually understand marketing psychology and understand what it is that makes people want to convert. Because it's sort of like the whole analogy of if you give someone a fish they eat for a day, you teach someone how to fish, then they'll never go hungry. And that's really been the purpose of this channel, is so that marketing companies, marketing agencies out there like myself who were at the mercy of, guessing and trying to figure things out on our own when it comes to media buying, or putting our hard-earned money in the hands of other agencies that didn't really quite care about our marketing or really understand the customer avatar as well as we did. I spent thousands of dollars on these companies, and so I don't want that for you. And therefore, I've created a free school community where if you go inside there, there's weekly coaching calls completely free of charge. There's courses in there completely free of charge. And I'm sharing all my customer acquisition, media buying, and copywriting knowledge in there for absolute free, like I am in this channel, but it goes a little bit more in depth. It's a little bit more intimate over there. You can get one-on-one time with me. So if that's something that you want, then go ahead and click the link in the description or in the comments. I'll be more than happy to chat with you in the school community. And if not, and you just enjoy watching these videos, please drop a comment, give me some love over here. I want to share one thing before I go over here that's going to be very, very important for you to understand. And that is going to be when you actually run the dynamic ad, you want to be able to read the data to know which actual combination of the image or the copy or the headline is actually working, so you can pull them out and not waste money on the creatives or the headlines or the copy that aren't working. Because the double-edged sword with dynamic ads on Facebook and this native AI is basically that you can get started really quickly and just throw a bunch of basically spaghetti against the wall, and it's going to stick reasonably well. That's the cool thing about this. But the flip side to this is that there's wastage, right? Not all of it sticks, and therefore we want to make sure that we pull out the best assets. And how we do that is basically by going into the ad accounts. So I just got into this ad account over here, and I wanted to show you how I do this. So let's say after some time, you notice that your ads have generated some leads, and you're looking at this and you're like, cool, $81 a lead, that's a bit high. $55 a lead, that's looking pretty good. Now, generally speaking, I'm going to let things keep running until they're in about 2x my KPI. So what I mean by that is that if we're looking for $60 leads, then I want this cost per lead to teeter around 120 before I start, killing it. Because you got to recognize that depending on how much spend, you could generate a couple more leads, and that will bring the cost down significantly. So in this case over here, all right, I've generated a bunch of leads. Which are the assets that are actually working? So what I want to do is I want to come over here and I want to scroll down and I want to break it down by dynamic creative elements. So now I want to see which actual text is working best. So now you can see I've got a bunch of text over here, and some of them have had a really expensive cost per lead. Like, damn, this one's at $260 a lead. That's not a good piece of text to use. but I can't just pull it out either because the ad is set and it's going, and I never want to make changes to ads on the fly like that. This one's got an $88 cost per lead, but then look at this bingo. This is at our $50 cost per lead. And by the way, this is $50 Canadian, right? So this is probably like 30 something USD. So these leads are coming in pretty cheap over here. So this is the copy that we're going to use then. It's this roofing leads are dead. This is the one that in the dynamic ad did the best. Similarly over here, we can see, okay, this one's at 127 lead, 50, not bad. This one's great, $34 a lead. Maybe we want to use this one, okay? This is a different ad set, by the way. And then what we want to do is we want to do the same thing for the headline. We scroll down over here, go to dynamic, and then we go to the headline, and then boom, we see which headline is performing the best. It's this one over here. It says roofers deserve so much better than this. And then in this case, it's a toss up between probably this one and this one. I may not necessarily use this one because it's only got $31 to spend. This one has the most spend and it's got the cheapest CPL. So breaking news for roofers, that's one of the best headlines. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take breaking news for roofers as a headline. I'm going to take the other piece of copy as the copy, and then I'm going to find the best creative, and then I'm going to just basically run a single ad using my top assets. And then I'll be able to produce leads at a way cheaper cost. So if I go down over here and I break it down by image, what I'm going to see over here is that, okay, this image over here is getting me a CPL of $33. And then let's just scroll down over here. All right, this one's getting me $23 a lead, $54 a lead. This is pretty much right on the button of what I want. So the Steve Harvey image. So I'll take the Steve Harvey image with my best headline, with my best copy, and then I'll put that into its own ad set. It's not going to be on dynamic, and then just watch that CPL come down even more. And then I'll keep running that. I'll keep running that until I see consistent results, and then I may even scale the budget. This is about it that I want to go over today. I don't want to get too complicated right now, but what you can see over here real quick, once we had figured out which assets, meaning headline copy and creative, work best, and we just plugged them in directly into Facebook as one primary text, one headline, and one creative. And this ad's doing pretty good so far. It's a little bit expensive right now, but as we see, I mean, it's not even expensive. It's only at like $59 a lead. But as we let it keep running and as Facebook optimizes, it should bring the cost down. And this is a process you can repeat as much as you want, where you start off with the actual dynamic ad. And what we want to do is basically, it's what you call a 2, right? We did a 2 by 2 by 3. That's really the Facebook native AI method over here. It's 2 copy, right? And it's 2 headlines, right? Again, you can AI generate these. As I said, just put in one, and then it'll create variations. And then it's 3 creatives. Remember, 2 images and 1 video. And if you launch that to your landing page, don't do lead forms, you should be able to start getting some pretty solid results. If you guys enjoyed this, hit me in the comment section. If you have any questions, hit me in the comment section. If you want to chat one-on-one or join our free school community, check it out as well in the comment section. I will see you on the next one. Peace.